Ruri Dragon. My biggest problem with the series is that it's not called Ruri Dragon because it keeps defaulting to that in my head. But yeah, other than that, I love this series so far and I honestly can't tell you why. I've never been more confused as to why I enjoy reading something than I was when I read the first 3 chapters of this book. So if you don't know, Ruri Dragon is a slice of life comedy series in Weekly Shonen Jump by Masaoki Shindo about a girl who wakes up one day and discovers that she has horns growing out of her head. And when she goes to tell her mother about them, she nonchalantly drops a bombshell that, oh yeah, your dad's a dragon, and you're half dragon, that's why you have horns growing out of your head. And yeah, later on in the first chapter, we end up finding out that the mom was actually pretty panicked about the whole thing, but that nonchalant attitude that she had in the beginning of the chapter when she first found out, is literally how every single other character besides Rory reacts to finding out that she is half dragon. Like, her best friend just writes it off as not being a big deal, her classmates just comment about how cool her horns look, and then after her teacher confirms that her horns are not a fashion statement, just ignores them entirely. There's even a boy whose hair she ends up setting on fire when she breathes fire for the first time in chapter 1, who, the next time he sees her, just says, I need a haircut anyway. Although, that being said, even though everyone else around her is incredibly relaxed and has a very go with the flow kind of attitude, Rory at the very least has a very normal reaction to all the weird things going on around her, which is great for us readers because it gives us another reason to connect to the character. Because when she's looking around at all the people around her and thinking to herself, holy shit, this is all incredibly insane, how are you guys not freaking out about this right now, we're having the exact same reaction. Which, like I said, definitely helps us relate to the character a lot more. And I think that's what confuses me so much about why I enjoy the series. The comedy isn't the normal comedy you would expect from a Shonen Jump title. It's not the gag style comedy that you get in High School Family or Me and Roboko. It's a more dry humor style comedy that you wouldn't think works, but I guarantee you once you start reading this series, you won't put it down until you get to all 5 current chapters. All in all, I really do love the series. The art is amazing, the comedy is surprisingly good, and I feel like the series will hit home with a lot of the younger readers because the journey that Rory goes on about finding out about her dragon half and breaking out of being timid around her friends and classmates because she's afraid of being rejected by them for being different, I feel like it's going to resonate with a lot of younger readers and actually help them through the journey that they're going through in early high school, middle school, whatever. Also, the ending of chapter 3 set up a pretty good mystery that there might be other demi-humans out there in the world just like Rory, and we might be introduced to them later on. In fact, there's one character that kept being brought up in chapter 1 and in chapter 3 for being absent all the time that I believe might end up being revealed to be another demi-human once we get a little more into the story. And you know what, speaking of mysteries, another thing that actually could be interesting for future developments in the story is the mystery of what's going on with Rory's dad, because we never actually get to see him in person in the manga so far, at least not as far as we're at in the first 5 chapters. We do see a glimpse of him during a flashback when we get to see in chapter 1 that the mom actually went to him after she found out that Rory was starting to show traits of her dragon side, but we only get to see parts of him and he's in full dragon mode, which brings up the question of whether or not he actually can transform into a human, and if he can't, then obviously how the fuck did that work? And normally you would think that her dad would show up eventually to help her out in training her on how to control her dragon side more, especially when she starts to breathe fire or maybe possibly ends up growing wings. But it's made pretty clear early on that both Rory and her mom don't really want her dad involved in their life that much. They kind of just want to use the information that he gives them about her dragon side and kind of just go about their life without him. So whether or not he's actually going to end up showing up later on in the series is still up in the air. I think most likely it would be interesting to bring him in, but there's going to have to be a pretty good story reason as to why her dad gets involved in her life after being absent for the entirety of it. I know it's surprisingly been a big hit over here in the West, but I really hope the series takes off in Japan because I would hate to see the series get the Shonen Jump acts that a lot of the newer series that just needed time to develop and grow have gotten lately. Now, as I'm recording this video, Ruri Dragon is actually kind of stuck in limbo because the author is currently sick, so if you haven't actually started the series yet and want to have a chance to catch up to it, this is now the time to do it. Anyway, that's it for this video on Ruri Dragon. I still wish it was called Ruri Dragon. For some reason, that just keeps defaulting to that in my head. But anyway guys, I hope you all enjoyed that series. If you haven't checked it out just yet, go check it out for yourself because like I said, I guarantee you once you pick up chapter 1, you won't stop reading until you get all the way through all current 5 chapters that are out as I'm recording this video. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought about Ruri Dragon, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.